What up? What up? What up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. Obviously the rear end, the 9-inch right here, has been done. Waiting for the customer to pick it up. Got the weld on bracket, or actually these are bolt on. I'll clock in the down boom so you can see how far it's down. Went ahead and painted, these are just a G-body front stock caliper that mount to the back. So a basic brake setup that'll go on there. But anyways, 9-inch, done, cleaned up, painted. It's just been sitting here, so of course it's dirty. Because when you're grinding and fabricating and welding, you know, dust and shit in the air. Yeah, I still haven't touched the rear end for the Malibu. But like I said, not a big deal on that. I'm caught up to where just the Oklahoma Cutlass is what I'm behind on. My kid put a new master cylinder on this. Did some wires for the stereo stuff. Just put some speakers in here, but I think they don't fit, so I'm gonna change to another set. Threw those 6 lines in the back window for now because he's gonna mount them in the back deck. Take the speaker out of the box, put it in the back deck. Blah, blah, blah. Gotta get some bolts for that for him, but he's, you know, dirt bike. They're outside riding a quad. Parking lot's all snowy. There goes the heater to turn out. Anyways, the Caddy has been taking a little longer than expected, but it's been a nasty mess underneath the Caddy. Everything I had to do, blah, blah, blah. So let me say a little bit more to that. I still haven't got the brake brackets yet. Like I said, I had to clean this up just to test fit the piece on here, which 2 templates. Because what we're trying to do, Todd at TC and me are trying to figure out this, which, so the first one, see, this is 10 bolt, 12 bolt. The bolt pattern's wider at the top. So this one is the second one. No, this is the first one. So you can see the holes are off. The center's off just a little bit for this setup. This setup has to go on here, which this is just a template. The piece that's gonna go on here is gonna be 3/8 thick. It's gonna bolt directly on there. So this was the first one, a little bit off. Here's the second one. Flip it around the right way. Well, this one, or maybe I had it backwards. This is the first one. So this was the second one, so it fit better. Bolts wider at the top, oh yeah. So now he knows to move the circle a little bit more. He's sending me the pieces, which he did say they were in the mail, which are 3/8 inch thick steel brackets that are gonna go right on here. And the purpose of that is for the brake caliper to be positioned in the right spot with the rotor. What they did here is, like I said, these ends are still coming off. I got other ends to put on it. They actually have the housing narrowed too much. So there was like 1 inch or so of axle sticking out right here, where there should only be like maybe a 1/4 inch axle. So that made this part way out here. That's why they had to weld the bracket piece to here. I mean, they could have just re-narrowed the housing, meaning cut the end off, moved it out some, you know. Well, I guess not with that much, but anyways. So that's why they did that. That's why it ended up in the wrong spot, this and that, whatever. So before I cut all this off, the end here, I'm gonna bolt that other piece on here, boom. But you see this little lip right here? We went ahead and mic'd that all out, gave him that so that way he can put the little bevel mark in that bracket piece that goes on here so it fits flush to the back of here. Once I do that, I can slide the axle back in, put the C-clip back in, and put the rotor on, put a lug nut on, and try to bolt the caliper and see how far off it is. Now, if this is too far in, which I do believe so, when I put the other ends on, I'll cut the other ends a little bit longer than these, make up the difference, whatever the difference is. So therefore, everything will be lined up within 1/8 inch, so that way you can still shim the caliper, but I can do it to where it's dead on with this end, depending on how far it goes. But like I said, when the axle was in here, there was like there was too much sticking out of it. Like I said, I'm not perfect. You guys can see those welds are horrible. So let me tell you, I had my ground welded to the end right here. And I tagged those. And even on C on my welder, for the heat range, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, so C, it should have been enough. Now that pipe is chrome moly, so you don't want a lot of heat in that. So I tagged it, then I realized, well here, I'll just go ahead and weld it on here. Well, it didn't want to weld, and I couldn't figure out why. One is, I had the ground here. So to travel through the aluminum pieces here, go through the joint into this, was just a weak ass ground. So I knew I had to take the arms back out, but I went ahead of myself thinking I could just burn them in up here. So then I would put the ground here, and it didn't react right at all. Some parts did, some parts didn't. Then I was like, what the hell is going on? Then I remembered the other week I had bought a spool of wire for my machine from O'Reilly's, a brand I never heard of before, but I got it cheap. This machine takes a 10-pound spool. Well, I don't think it likes no chrome moly. So that was another problem. So I'm not gonna leave them like that. I'm gonna take them off. I'm gonna grind the weld down, take my cutoff wheel and cut around there, cut a groove back in there, so that way I can lay them on the bench and I can weld them on the bench. And it'll lay right in there so it won't have little big boogers and shit on there. I can't let something leave like that when my other shit looks like that. Still not perfect, but better than most of that other shit out there. So, I still gotta put the brace on, like I was saying. Finish that up. The anti-roll, like I was saying, I went ahead and I ordered one, and then I got ahead of myself. I ordered one already done. Didn't even think to ask Alex from Trick Chassis to make it wider for me. We have time on this car because the front upper control arms are not here yet, the idle arms not here yet, and the brake brackets are not here yet. So, but I need it to be wider because, as you guys can see right here, you know, the tabs would normally go in front of where that box is, in front of where that box is. So this anti-roll right here measures what, 27 inches from outside to outside. So that puts the link right where those boxes are on the upper part of the housing. So it fits up in there on the cross brace and all that shit excellent. It's just not wide enough. So we have two unwelded setups. You know, that's this whole setup right here, unwelded. So none of it's welded together. So the bar is longer and all that shit. So I do believe my number is 37 inches. Or that's 27, 37, 33, something like that. But I gotta be, I'll end up being right in the front of here on both sides. So I go up, be the cross brace, boom, right across. So as you can see at the end with the welder, some of that actually went in good, but it's still nasty. You see that nasty shit? I'm not gonna let that go out the door like that. But yeah, still in here, still on this, still on that. I took today and cleaned up the shop, cleaned up that table that was over there, cleaned the floor up right there, cleaned all over here. There was piles and piles of the grindings, which you can see on the calipers and shit. Somebody was saying something about, oh man, pick them calipers up, pick them calipers up. You know, put some hooks on them or something. Oh, look, mechanics wire. I got the mechanics wire holding it. So nothing's on here. But since these have already leaked, you know, from before, the pistons came out on them and stuff like that. But look at the mess of the line. So I'm gonna go through and redo that, and I don't know, put them up in there better than that shit. So a little bit here, a little bit there, and yeah. So that's what's going on with the Caddy. Again, 26s, 7-inch lip, big caps. Some people don't know what big caps are, but big caps are, you know, the big cap goes on here and then it's got the center cap. But I think it's the original center cap that goes in the center of the big cap, but big cap is to hide the lugs, studs, stuff like that, you know. Everybody got to change up shit here and there, this and that. So, you know, we'll be back to open lug nut wheels, you know, in a while. We'll go back to it. But yeah, the 67 Cadillac Vert. Y'all ever see some marks? These are some mark ass Chauncey's right here. Mark ass Chauncey's. The axles got these back from getting tapped, which he ended up just tapping them, and there was enough material to tap them, so I could have done that, but I let the machine shop do it. So 3-inch, half-inch screw-in studs. It's 1/2 inch by 20. They had metric studs pressed in there. These are 30 spline because it's a 90cc pallet accessory end, so they come 30 spline. I do have what I tell everybody. These are, put it up the right way. Damn it. Okay. These are the spacers I've been talking about. Aerospace component, all-star, boom, they're thick. They fit right on the 1/2 inch stud. So hub-centric, shit like that, whatever. And you're seeing it's got the 5/8 hole too for anybody running 5/8. But then again, that's a 5-inch hole, so that's wrong. But anyways, these have to go in here, which are 3/4, because the rear end is too narrow. Like I was saying before. Rear end is too narrow, and they had to pay. Oh, what I heard. So any GM car, the drive line, the motor, and everything, the trans sits off to the passenger side of the car, 1 to 2 inches. So I guess when these guys were trying to center up the rear end before with what they had going on, that's why those upper boxes were in the wrong spot. They told the guy, "Oh yeah, your motor's in the car to the right." So they didn't know that the center line is offset no matter what. So they offset the upper boxes on that rear end. That's why it was off. So it was 1 inch more to the driver's side than the passenger side. And you see in here, all that rubbing, and the car was only moved around. The car's never been driven down the street. But I still can't figure out what the fuck that hole. Why? How did that happen? How did they do, what did they hit it with? Did they hit it with a claw hammer backwards? I mean, I don't know what the fuck they were doing there. Another thing you guys can see, this car, how thick the undercoating is from 1967. I don't know, it's thick as shit in here. Horrible frame notch. I did not do. I was thinking about cleaning it up some, but if I start grinding on that, I don't know how thick they got it. So I don't know, maybe I'll undercoat the frame so it don't look so bad. And then they use the gloss paint, which makes it bright. So anyway, skirts do go on it. I did measure that I had plenty of room to bring the wheel out with the skirts still on it. The chrome trim that's on the car, as you can see, that's a stud. Somebody, when they put it on, these are gonna need to be cut down. They're just sticking out too far. Like this one. Not saying that that one's in the way, but yeah. So customer has the gas tank. He's waiting on the front upper control arm to come to him and the idler arm. What else is there? I'm not even sure, but it's a new gas tank, new sending unit. I took the other one out and left it right here, so I'll be able to match it up. And this one, as you can see how it's supposed to have a sock on the bottom there? It doesn't have a sock, so I thought it was rotted off in the tank, but there was no debris in the tank. So anyways, we got big ass motherfucking brakes, y'all. Over here getting dirty. Yeah, wheels are getting dirty. I'll clean it up a little bit when I'm done. But yeah, that's what's going on over here. And that's really all I got right now. But yeah, Bankroll Tim, bedded up, 67, Cadillac, Vert. And I'm out. Appreciate y'all. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up in here, working on the Cadillac. Now, it is taking a little longer to do because, again, this car was jacked up. So, I have the parts that I'm going to be using. So, B-body. lower, double adjustable control arms. 22 inches is what this car is. That's what B bodies are, blah, blah, that's the lower. Now the upper, I'll be making. So cut that to make the two sides what I want them to be. What I did is I used a G body lower. So I have to weld everything together, make the arm the length that I want, boom. Got the super drop boxes, boom. Got the weld on 11-hole strip, boom. I bought this to use as the uppers because these get welded together and they're on an angle. But I may not use these. So, you know, you gotta put it all together. You gotta have, you know, some skill. Not like this bullshit. Anyways, so went through, I cut these brackets off, like I was saying, cut all this shit off. I cut those strips. I'll be able to use those later on. Those are a 9-hole. I'll be able to clean them up, use them on something, you know, later on. It's always good to, if you can save some shit, save some shit. You never know what you're gonna run into. But again, these are gonna get cut off and I'm gonna make the setup here. What we were looking at with this is that, you see how wide the control arm, yeah, of course it's gonna block it. See how wide the control arm is? And then look at that bolt. That's the nut side. And the bolt side, how the fuck from the factory does this bolt even have any room to come out? But you can see that this has been bent. So they flexed this open. They took the nut off, boom, flexed it open, slid the bolt out somehow. I mean, obviously this arm's in here. I can't figure it out, but I'll get it out. If I gotta cut, damn, I got my headlamp on and it's blocking everything. But if I gotta cut that setup out of there and put my own setup in there, I mean, that's pretty flimsy. Like I said, this car does have an LSX 376 in it. But if I gotta put my own upper setup in there, I'll put my own setup in there. Same thing that side, boom. I got those just holding the rear end up in here, obviously. Like I said, you guys can see that those don't, that one's over farther than this one. The way they welded it, I can't, there's just no way I could just let the car leave with that setup on there. And I found cracks in it. Damn it, this headlamp ain't working too good for what I want right here. Blocking, shadowing, whatever. Anyways, a crack right through here. Anyways, all that bullshit coming off. Boom. So I'm in here cutting, making a mess. Boom. I've been having to wait for shit, take care of other shit. Boom. Grab this 79 four-door right here from a kid. He wanted it. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but the 79 Caprice, you know, I gotta save these old cars. Power windows, power locks. He's changing the steering wheel. We got a Grant wheel laying around. Well, we need the adapter piece, so the Grant wheel. Man, this headlamp is making me mad. It's blocking all my angles. Yep, the Malibu's still up here. Boom. My buddy hasn't had time to come over and clean the underneath like he wants to. He's gonna wire wheel the underneath of the car, clean up all the areas where, you know, he wants to paint it all. So, I mean, it's a solid car. So he's gonna do all that, boom. So, I mean, not that big of a deal. Boom. The big deal is the Cadillac. The owner's gonna try to find some upper control arms for the front of it. So that way we can align it much better and all that shit. So hopefully somebody out there is making parts, suspension parts, more suspension parts for these cars. And an idler arm. Anybody know anything about a 67 Cadillac front idler arm? This one's got play in it. I don't know where to get a new one. They got those reconditioned shit from like California, where, you know, they take the old parts and like recondition it. But this one looks like it's newer. It's got a lot of play in it. And with these cars, the way the front suspensions are set up for the steering and all that, the rear steer, it needs to be a nice, strong idler. So if anybody knows anything, let me know. I'm gonna get it. But yeah, Now, dude, this 79 right here, original 350 car, starts right up, runs good, trains the shop, turbo 350. You can see somebody painted it. It's got a lot of orange peel, but the car's all one color. So we thinking it's original vinyl top car because there's so much work that was done to the top. The quarters, they cut, you see it bowed out right there, but they cut squares out to cut the rust out. But then when they put the patch panel over it, whatever they made for a patch panel, they put it over it instead of putting it inside the cut. You know what I'm saying? Not like inside to where you filled it with mud, but lined it up with the exact cut. I don't know why they didn't do that. Well, they put the metal on the outside over that, so then you can see it's bowed out at the bottom. Anyways, I'm all over the place right now with this shit. The 9-inch that has been laying on the floor over there. You guys watch the video. The 9-inch that's been laying over there up on the bench. Got the super drop boxes welded to the table, all squared up, boom. I got the housing set at 0 with those on there, boom. We fabricate rear ends because I'm a custom fabrication shop. Bedded Up Customs. Customs is spelled with a K because it's custom. We narrow rear ends, we fab rear ends. The super drop boxes, there's so many people that go, oh, you don't need it. Oh, the car doesn't have no power. Oh, this and that, blah, blah. Later on, whatever happens with the car, you could own the car, not have that big of a motor. You can end up selling the car. It's worth more with all this adjustable shit on here. Adjustments right there will make the car hook. So, some people are like, oh, you don't need to go down that far. Oh, this, oh, that, boom. Whatever. I'm a custom shop. I do it my way. It's custom. It's all fabricated. This one needs to be narrowed some. The end's cut off. The 9-inch, of course. When we put the end on, we're going to clock the end. Boom. We were the first ones in the area, in Chicago, in Illinois, whatever. First ones ever clock a housing end to clear the caliper to a frame. These guys are out there notching frame calipers. I did it, years ago, would notch a frame in certain areas, to clear the caliper and stuff like that. But clock the ends, move the caliper down, boom. The boxes are in far enough to where you got plenty of room for the caliper clearance here. Cars with stock boxes here, control arm, that's what I call this. Lower control arm mount boxes, whatever, are sometimes too close, and you have to cut into the side of it. I mean, I've done all that shit over the years. I don't do that shit no more. So what? It takes me a little longer to cut the stock bottom off, just like that housing. It's all cut off. Boom. So what? But now when it's done, it's custom fabbed. It's my shit. Some people still don't get it. I mean, how hard is it to order a rear end, a 9-inch quick performance rear end, call them up, order it. Yeah, I need it for a G-body, and I need it to be 4 inches shorter overall. So that would be 2 inches shorter on that side, 2 inches shorter on that side, boom. And you bolt it in the car, right? And you weld this bracket and you put the coilovers in the car. Not too much custom there, Buying rear ends that are ready to go with that bracket already on there. And you're bolting it in the car. I mean, there's quite a few places out there doing this shit, and everybody's getting better. But the one thing about big rim cars and big rim racing and all this shit, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, no chassis shop, no race car shop wanted to touch a big rim car. They didn't believe in that shit. They thought it was ghetto ass shit, this and that. So there's people out there like, man, I've been telling you guys, you need to go to a chassis shop and stop paying these other places all these big ass prices. Call some of these chassis shops, okay, these big known chassis shops, and ask them and see what their price is gonna be. Their price is gonna be way higher. And then there's the places that you go to because they tell you, oh yeah, a couple thousand. Then you get there, you drop your car off, this and that, and the next thing you know, they're calling you and telling you, oh, you need this. Oh no, I can't use those parts, gotta use these parts, which some of that's understandable. But then you turn around at the end, you're 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 more And then they just stand there like, oh, well, this is what we had to do, so you got to pay. Me, I'm upfront about everything. The cost is the cost, this and that. We might run into a problem. If we run into a problem, I'll let you know, boom. But at the end, there's never no hidden fee or hidden big prices out the ass, you know? But anyways, custom fabrication. In here, one guy, one man, doing all this shit. This is the one, yeah, it's a 7.5, you know? This guy's like, yeah, we'll just, here, fab this one up for now. There's plenty of people out there. I'm not saying he doesn't have the money. I'm not saying he can't come with the money, or this person or that person, whatever. But this is a 7.5. People are like, why would you put all that money into a 7.5? Wait. Shut the fuck up. It's a 7.5. It's fabbed up. Boom. There's 7.5s out there that are good enough for the street, fabbed up like that. You can run on the street. You're running a hard tire. You're not going to hook that hard on the street. But somebody looks under the car and sees a 7.5. They think instantly they got the car beat on the street. Okay, boom. Well, then maybe this 7.5 kicks your ass. 7.5s are a dime a dozen. Some 7.5s go together fine. Everything, you never have a problem. Most 7.5s, you end up with problems. I mean, you have to be so perfect on setting them up. But anyways, they're such a small tube that the tubes bend, these bend, blah, blah, blah. I've told everybody that before. But bracing it all up, boom, so they don't bend. Cutting these bullshit ass V-body ends off. So many times I've cut these and drilled them and all that shit. Fuck that. Cut that shit off and put, you know, ones off of, you know, these have been sitting here a minute, but, you know, take these, clean them up. They got the 4 holes. So, you know, box Chevy 7.5, box Chevy 8.5, whatever. This one here, he got the Camaro, newer Camaro, with the same bolt up. This is a 10 bolt, 12 bolt up. That's what the bolt pattern is. Boom, for the brake, shit like that. So he got this, what was it, 89 Camaro, 90 something Camaro, whatever, rear end, and we gutted it. The center's gonna go in there, the gear, the posi, that shit. And these ends are gonna go on here. So we just measure it to the backside, measure to the backside. Boom, like I said, everything's laid out on there, bro. Saying the same shit over and over, showing the same shit over and over, but I'm just trying to teach people, you know, if you can work a grinder and a cutoff wheel and this and that, and you know how to weld, and you wanna follow some of this little shit, you'd be able to figure it out, you know? How do people start doing stuff? They start doing stuff because they figure out stuff, they watch stuff, and they start doing it. But then you got other people out there that think they can do shit, and they just keep doing nasty shit over and over and over. And then you got the ones that hide the nasty work. Then you got the ones that say they fabbed up a rear end, but they didn't fab up the rear end, they ordered it like that. So, there you go. Back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. Trying to get the Caddy out the way. And like I said, never thought it was going to be that big of a deal. Ended up being a pain in the ass. Not the deal, it's just the car. I didn't think it was that bad, and it's horrible how they did it. So, trying to hurry up, get that out the door. Everything we got to do. We're waiting on a bracket from Todd TCE for the back to be able to get the caliper on there with the right backspace, this, that, whatever. But if I got to space it, I can space it. I know how to space it. I know how to shim it all up to make it work. The caliper will be on the back side of the rear end and down clocked. The end will be clocked. So like I said, they had the caliper here, and it was fucking hitting the frame here when the car sat down. So the caliper will be back here, down, and the super drop boxes will be on here, and they'll be in, you know? I mean, look at the width of where that lower control arm, boom. So we'll have all this room, the caliper, you know, be over here. I don't know, some people just gotta pay attention. I know the place that did this nasty work didn't do the gear setup, because this gear setup is set up so perfect. All the markings that they did, I mean, they marked everything. The shims have the writing on them, everything, boom. The assembly lube and stuff like that they use to put the axles in, to put everything together. Nice work, whoever did that, nice work. But yeah, so It's nice and dusty in here, smoky in here. I'm cutting that rear end and cutting this rear end and, you know, making the metal mess on the floor. But yeah, sometimes shit takes time. The super drop boxes, normally I'll have sets of them here. Well, I haven't been able to stock them. So, but all right, y'all, Bankroll Tim bedded up. That's all I got for you right now. And I'll be back with some more of the business. Bankroll Tim, I'm out. Appreciate y'all. What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up. Been, what, 10, 12 days, some shit like that. I can put up a video. Like I said, I haven't had storage on my phone to do it. I don't even know how long this video will go. But anyways, Monte Carlo is done, been done, gone. If you guys see the IG reels, I'll put it down there. But did not get a chance to fab this yet, but it is going to get done. The Chevelle ended up destroying the whole center section and destroyed the cover too. So this is an older model True Track setup that was in this car from the beginning. So I never set any of this. This was, all I had to do was pull the center out to put my bar in the rear end and narrow it. So the gear was set right. There's no sharp edges, nothing, but now it's junk because, you know, it came apart. This old True Track style right here was only held together by 4 bolts. The new, which all 4 of them snapped off, and that was the weak spot part of that. This is the new one, which is the new True Track. You guys can see my marks on there, doing the grease line up, all that. But anyway, it's got 6 bolts on this side on the inside, and 6 bolts on this side and the inside behind here, not just the ring bolts. So now that's obviously newer, better. It's a True Track. Top of the line shit. Boom, this is a 12 bolt, so the car is strong. It does have a lot of horsepower. 12 bolt is basically 8.8. Plenty of cars out there with that much horsepower, this much horsepower, and these rear ends staying together. You don't technically have to have a 9-inch rear end. If you would have had a 9-inch, yeah, this would have probably never happened, but that was a setup that was in the car. That's what we worked with. It's all fabbed up. But real fast did that. Had to knock all the races out of the housing, all that. Put all the new bearings and all that shit in, set the backlash. Backlash took me a little bit. When you buy the gears, they have a booklet in there and it shows you acceptable wear patterns and all that. It tells you if you're too much pinion, not enough pinion, shim, shit like that. And you got your competition mode, which is the top right. So competition mode, if you were to look at this, and look at, I'm trying not to block the light, you would see that's competition mode. Got the 8 to 10 thousandths backlash. But anyways, so what up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim bedded up in the shop. I took the weekend off. I'm back on the landau. So, as y'all can see, I got them coilovers up on there. Hope it just doesn't pick up the music in the background, but anyways, so got the coilovers up in there, got the anti-roll up in there. It's all welded up. Coilovers are on there. Of course, that's just a mock-up lug nut to hold that, because the nuts that go on here have the nylon in them, so you don't want to be running them on, off, on, off, on, off. So lug nut, 1/2 inch by 20, boom, snugs it up. This bolt right here, you know, that's a nylon, it's a lock nut. You don't need to be running it back and forth, on, off. Painted where I had the grind marks on here, and painted the bolts a little bit, cleaned that up. But yeah, I'm getting ready to put the center back in it. I got to turn the compressor on and blow out the whole housing. So I'll blow the axle tubes in here to the center, do the other side, boom, and then get inside here, blow this, and then go through and make sure, you know, clean all that shit out of there. I got the gear lube here. I got the silicone for the pan. I'll take the grinder, run the grinder across this, so that way it puts a grooved surface, a clean grooved surface on there. So when I'll do the same thing to the pan, the cover, wherever the hell it's at. I think it's sitting on the table over there. Do the same thing to the cover side. So when the silicone gets in there, it gets in a groove and it locks in, so that way you'll never see them leak. I do not use gaskets. Excuse me. I do not use gaskets. Every time gaskets are used in any car that comes in and a gasket's on there, the rear ends are always leaking. I don't use a gasket. The silicone says right on it, gasket maker. So as long as you clean this side, you don't want it to smooth. With the paint on there, it's smooth. Then the cover being smooth. If it's smooth on both sides, it's got nothing to stick to. Just like painting a car. Yeah, you know, you have that white grooves in the car from wet sand in the primer or sand or whatever. And the paint and the primer gets in there and sticks. So anyways, both sides all ground up. And when you put the silicone on there and you set it, pull it back a little bit, set it so it gets real gooey inside there. Then go around and snug it up. Allergies kick my ass still. Anyways, so I'll get that cleaned out. Get the center section in there. Tighten up the anti-roll, tighten up stuff. The top's tight up there, it's just that's not tight yet. Tighten that up. The rear end is center right there. Obviously, you gotta have the rear end center to set all that. Pinion angle. There's a good pinion angle. If it's got to come down a pinch more, it can come down a pinch more. It did end up a little close here, but that's fine. Where this is at right now, the car I think is like 2 inches at tuck, so it'll just go down another 2 inches just from the shock squishing, you know. So it's gonna be tucked pretty hard, which is good shit. I'm bracing all up in there. So slowly but surely, trying to get this one done. I'll get the brakes on there, backing plates are on there, so that box is Audis. Of course, we got the calipers, red calipers. I'll get all that on there. Got all the hardware, got the rotors. Twist this front end up some more so I can set it down. Still gotta take the fender braces and move them, and take that 110 mil out that I keep talking about. That's right up in the fender right there. It's a 10 mil bolt. Take that out there so that way you can pull the fenders a little bit and you don't crease the fender. If you leave that bolt in there, it creases the fender right there. And if you guys look at all the cars out there, you'll see there's plenty of cars out there with the fenders creased. Tow truck just pulled up over there with a Chevelle on it. I wonder if it's buff Chevelle. We'll see. Put a little paint on the drive shaft. Ran out of paint. I had it all scuffed up, scuff pad. You can see scuffed up. But I ran out of paint, so I got some other paint to put on there. So tonight, I'll be able to set this bitch down on the ground. Like I said, this chrome's been changed before, why it's sticking down that far. I don't know, but you can see the angle to it there. But whatever. But, yep, I'll be able to have this thing set down tonight and get another video tomorrow. Tomorrow I got some shit I gotta do in the morning. But yeah, man, that music is pretty loud. It's echoing like an amphitheater, you know. It's inside the detail shop over there, but coming this way, so hopefully I'm not wasting this video by it picking up that sound. Who knows? Fuck it. Well, I guess this will be a short video because it's only about this car. I got nothing else going on. I mean, there's some other shit that's out there that, you know, motherfuckers just can't stop talking shit. You know, you have a conversation with somebody and they turn around and twist things around and go tell somebody. So they're going and telling, but then they're saying that I'm telling. But they're the ones that go and they tell, and they switch the story around saying that I said that somebody's car and this and that was sold for some price. And I was talking about a car about 11, 12 fucking years ago. And then they thought I was talking about the previous car because the car was a Cutlass, a blue Cutlass. And the new car is a maroon Cutlass. So they switched the whole story around, and they got all this other shit going on, and then want to put my name and all this fucking bullshit on IG, talking shit. I mean, what the fuck is the deal? Why can't motherfuckers just stop running their fucking mouths? Worry about getting money, worry about your fucking life, your kids, shit like that. Don't worry about me and what the fuck I got going on. We were having a conversation about cars. It was a conversation about cars. And about a car that I could have bought years ago, but I didn't know the price was that cheap. And if it had been offered to me, I would have bought the fucking car. But it turned around and got sold to somebody else, and then it went to Texas, and this and that, blah, blah. So, I know y'all be watching my videos. So why y'all gotta keep running your fucking mouths when you don't even know what the truth is? Why the fuck would I say the maroon car for $4 grand? It doesn't even make sense. Common sense is a motherfucker these days. The car's worth way more than that. The car's a badass car. Why would I say you would sell the car for $4,000? The maroon car. Why? Makes no fucking sense. And then to have other motherfuckers run their mouths and talk shit. I mean, I don't get it. These people these days, the past is in the fucking past. Everybody needs to just fuck off, period. I don't give a fuck. You ain't making me no money. But anyways, to the real ones, I'm in here working every day, dealing with so much unnecessary bullshit, man. And it's always the ones that don't pay, that didn't pay. Anyways, this will get all twisted around too, but whatever. I know everybody's like, leave it alone, which I left it alone. I left the IG shit alone, whatever. They want to say stupid shit, let them say stupid shit. Shit ain't fucking, ain't hurting me, ain't hurting my pockets. Bringing up all kinds of other shit, how many shops I've had, this and that. Yeah, I've been in different shops. You get bored of shops. There's shops that you end up with problems with the neighbors, and you turn around and you get the hell out of there, or the neighbors have you kicked out, or the neighbors run their mouths because they're fucking crybabies. There's so much shit back and forth, or you just need more space, or maybe you need less space. Who gives a shit how many fucking shops I've had? Who cares? Anyways. Alright, y'all. Bankroll Tim better up. I'm trying to stay in the back corner of the shop here so I don't pick up that damn music. Normally, if I go over there and ask him, he'll cut it off while I'm making a video, but it's all good. You see the money out there shining. I had to clean it up a little bit. It got dirty. They're doing a lot of construction around the back side of the building. There's a big-ass housing development going in. And some of these days out here, it'd just be all dirt all through the air. So the cars would be getting covered with dirt and shit. Like, you know, dirt. Like in here, I'll be having the rust, dust, and shit like that. But you can see this one's been wiped off. Now with the wax on it, some of it will blow right off. But yeah. So yeah, lined out. 28s. I'm surprised my phone is actually still recording because it's been telling me that I'm out of storage. This is, like I said, a 128 gig or some shit. Now I gotta go see if I can get the fucking 256 or whatever that is. But yeah, all right, you guys. Bankroll Tim bettered up. Short video. I'm trying to keep it longer, but I can't keep it longer. But I'll get another one going and show you guys with this thing sitting down on the ground before it's totally done. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim bettered up. I'm out. What up? Bankroll Tim bettered up. Y'all been waiting for this. Bam! How y'all like that? Look at how fat that lip is in the back, y'all. She's running. She's driving. I put the new spark plugs in it. The old plugs were completely burnt and fouled out. Y'all know how long the car's been sitting here. When I took the plugs out, a couple of them were still like wet. So that's kind of fucked up that they were still wet. But they were black. They had so much gunk on them. The car reads 33,000 miles on the dash. It's a 81. It's very clean. You know, little dings and dents and shit like that. But like I said, he's getting it painted. But anyways, I think they were the original plugs because they were the AC R43 TS, and I put some R45 TSs in it, which I believe is a hotter plug. So boom. I put the mufflers back on there, welded them back up. That's all on there. Alignment is totally done. It has full turn. And like I said, look at that fender. Yes, I took the bolt out that I was talking about. Yes, I took the brace and moved it. I did a little bit of inside trim. I ain't got nothing to hide, but look at that. I adjusted the chrome because somebody put the chrome on wrong. I didn't get it perfect because this is the aftermarket chrome on this side. But I had to move every single screw hole and re-drill. But anyways, I got that on there. The brakes, look at all that suspension. The brakes, everything's fully greased. You can see that they broke in. Boom. The car's got plenty of braking. I have to adjust the collar up on the lock plate on the coilovers right there. I can adjust that up and lock it. I don't have any compression rebound set on the front yet, but it's riding really, really nice on 0. So I'll put just probably three and 3 clicks on the coilovers, you know, the compression and rebound. But yeah, fat ass lip. The rims got some brake dust on them now. Car's dirty. I got it. I got my camera, you know, I got it on 4K. But look y'all. Where's the cut? Where's the cut? Everybody else cuts the cars and moves the chrome and overlaps the chrome onto that chrome. But look at that. Ain't no cut. No cut. As of right now, with my fat ass in it, if I turn real sharp, the back of the rim touches just a little bit on the frame because you can see it's pretty close, but it barely touched. There's a light little line on the back. See, like I said, I don't hide nothing. So this one's probably gonna need an 1/8 shim on it, and the other side's gonna need a 1/4 inch. But you can see this brake caliper rotor broke in just fine. Car's got plenty of stopping. We had an issue with the back wheels where they were wobbling a little bit, so he had to take the wheels back to the place, and they put some weights on it, balanced them, which I had it on a balancer yesterday, and they was wobbling, you know, so like the tire would move front back. But there was little burrs on the back of the rim this time, so this time when I bolted them on, I like evenly bolted and evenly torqued each stud, you know what I'm saying? I crisscrossed it, boom, pressed it, you know, torqued it to the same amount. But everything's jammed up underneath there. The caliper to the frame works out perfect with, let's see, I got the rebound. Let's see. I got 5 on compression, and I think I got 4 on rebound on the back. And the back, it's a little soft, but it's got the 4 stock tires in the trunk with the hubcaps, the jack, the original jack. There's something else in there, but I got to put the donut spare in there too. So I mean, that weight is in there, but the car rides right there. And my fat ass, you know, I'm 270 pounds in that bitch. I was rolling down the street, bang, drive straight down the road. Oh yeah, here, let me show y'all something. Booyah. Watch this. You see that steering wheel? What the fuck is wrong with that steering wheel? What do we got right here, y'all? Booyah, look at that. I gotta get that on there, you know. We got some other shit right here. He got it all wrapped up. Let's see. You know what? He got it wrapped up too good. But there's a whole bunch of gold stuff in here. A whole bunch of gold stuff. You know what? This might just be the pedals in here. Well, let's see. Oops. I gotta slow down. We got the shifter. We got the brake pedal. And see, he's got his shit initial in there, I believe. What else we got? Oh, you guys are like, what the fuck? Yeah, there's the mirror. And then that must be the bracket for the mirror down in here. No, this is the gas pedal. Boom. Booyah. Make sure that shit don't bounce around. But yeah. The car is very, very, very dirty. I got the gas station up the street that's got a touchless spray wash. I think I'm gonna go put some fuel in it. It's reading 1/4 of a tank, so I'd rather have a full tank in the back and see if she rubs, which I know she's not gonna rub because she clears everywhere. The tubs, all that, boom. And the back suspension, the muffler's back on there, boom. No tailpipes. He can put the tailpipes back on it, but I think he's gonna wait to do that because you know, he already planned on putting that LS in here, and then we're gonna do a 9-inch rear end. So this rear end will be for sale. It's all fabbed up, but we're gonna wait until he does the motor setup that he wants to do, so that way with gear ratio and all that shit, and we'll, you know, the motor and the cam and all that shit determines, you know, gear ratio and all that. So we'll wait on that. But it's gonna be probably a fabricated 9. Boom. See, the body on the frame is more to this side of the car. So everything's built from square of the frame. So you can see like this wheel is like a, I want to say maybe a 1/2 inch. Maybe a 1/2 inch, just under a 1/2 inch more. And that angle makes it look like it's way more under. But I point out and I tell the truth. I don't bullshit. You know? Shit's never as perfect as everybody makes it seem to be. Too many places make everything look like it's so perfect. Now, don't get me wrong. There's perfect motherfuckers out there. I-95, oh, motherfuckers perfect. They've been doing it for years, so sweet. But yeah. Look at that again. Look at the fender. I got a little bit of a stress mark on the chrome, but I'm telling you, full turn. I degree these spindles back how I measure them from the ground up, or from my alignment plates up. I think this tire's a little low. One of the front ones goes low. I think it's this one. But from my alignment plate up, this is 15.5 inches to the front of the spindle where the tie rod goes. So what I'm saying is, right here, you know, the bottom of the spindle where the tie rod goes in, from there to my alignment plate, when the car's on the alignment plate, I measure straight up, boom, 15.5, 15.5, both sides, car goes straight down the road. Normally, it'd only be like at 15. We got the tow truck flying up in here. Oh, Chucky Meeks. Oh, look at him, look at him. Hey, turn that music off, bro. Kill that music, kill that music. Kill that music. Kill, motherfucker. Hey, kill that music. Hey, kill the music. That's perfect for the video, right, guys? Perfect. Perfect for the, kill the music. Damn. I'm over here doing a YouTube video. You can't be doing that shit. Damn, Meeks. I hope that ain't gonna demonetize my shit. If it does, we're gonna have problems, sir. Yeah, because it's a black truck. That's right. Because it's a black truck with, what's that, lime green ass motherfucking writing on it. You've been showing all this shit without a rear end. Look, that car done, run and drive, Mr. Meeks. Yeah, right. Oh man, he pulled up like he deaf and shit. Man, I really hope that didn't fuck with my monetizing. Except for me screaming, cussing. But anyways, y'all, that's, you know, shit I gotta deal with. But there it is, right there. 81 line down, buttoned up. I did little adjustments here and there. I had filled the rear end up the other night, and the day later I had came in, oh, yesterday. So when I came in, I seen like 4 or 5 drips on the floor of gear lube. And I was like, what the fuck was that? The overfill, you know, when I was filling it up, did it leak onto the rear end? Boom. But I looked at it and it was coming from the pinion seal. So I had to pull the drive shaft back out, pull the yoke back off, boom, pop the seal out, catch all the good fluid in a clean pan, then turn around and, you know, put that juice back in it. But I put the new seal on it, boom, put the juice back in it, all that. And it doesn't leak no more. And it rides smooth as hell. You know, it's original gear back there, you know. Hey, Chucky, you in the way now, bro. Chucky. They coming in. Unless he got it. He might have it, though. He might have it. You good? The truck? Good. All right. Yeah. You know, normal people would have pulled in and pulled up to that garage door over there. But you ain't normal. You from Aurora. You ain't normal. From that hood. So, of course, y'all see it. QA1 uppers, QA1 lowers, Viking coil lowers, brand new inner and outer tie rods, brand new center link. I probably should have put some paint on that center link, but it's all good. Wheelwood brakes, sway bar links, all the cotter keys are in there. You know what I'm saying? Look, upper cotter key in the ball joint, lower cotter key in the ball joint, tie rods, cotter keys, inner. Boom. Got the center sleeves right there, the QA1 tie rod adjustment sleeves. They're jammed. The rear control arms are jammed.